Hi, Jay Thompson, and hello everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Darth Vader from Star Wars. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so the beginning, the Jay Thompson, it's a joke. I thought it'd be funny to do because I'm small enough, I'm still new enough that I can do funny little jokes like that. Well, what's the word? Okay, so basically, I just thought it'd be funny because there's people that watch loyally, or they watch, all the time, and I'm still new, so I don't have a lot of followers. I mean, I do, but you know what I'm trying to say. And there are those people that watch all the time and comment all the time, and I appreciate that. That's really funny to me because, like I said, I'm new and I don't expect a lot, but it's funny, or it's nice to be appreciated. And so the people that do follow me and comment, I just thought it'd be funny to do a little thing because Jay actually said that he likes the beginning. He likes the hello everybody, so I just thought it'd be funny, a little surprise that when he goes to watch this video, it's specifically directed at him. So there you go, Jay. I thought it would be funny to do. I'm not going to do that all the time, not specifically for certain people. Again, I just thought it would be funny to do. Okay, so Darth Vader, the big one. And this one was very, how should I say it? It's very daunting, very high expectations, because it's Darth Vader. It should be amazingly awesome. So what do you do? How do you work on awesomeness and not do everything? Because it's like, well, I got to do this and I got to do that, but you can't do everything because, again, it's cool and everything, but you can't do every single little pose or you know what I mean, and you have to drop some of that pressure and expectations and say, you know what, I'm just going to create. And maybe this is good. We can talk about the fear of starting, the fear of creating, because there's a lot of times where I go through it too. It's like you're afraid to get started because you don't want to mess up or you don't want to do it wrong, and I get it. We all go through that. So, don't feel like you're a fraud or like you can't do something, or don't feel alone that you're going through something that nobody else is. We're all going through that. We're all feeling imposter syndrome, or we're all feeling the pressure and fear to start and get it right. But you know what? When it comes down to it, because we all have that, embrace it. Say that. Say, wait a minute, everybody feels this way. Everybody is going through the same thing. So I should let it go and just enjoy myself and have a good time, I mean, it's easier said than done. I get it. That's like saying, just be confident. I mean, well, if it were that easy, no one would have problems. I know. But that's about the best advice I could tell you is try to get past those hurdles, because we're all going through them. I guess that's the best way to try to face your fears, by saying, wait a minute, it's not a real ghost. It's not a real this, or it's not, by just telling yourself over and over again, it's not a real pressure, or it's not a real thing. Like I said, I use ghosts as an example. That's all you can do, is just tell yourself over and over again. and hope you trick yourself into believing it, you know? But like I said, it's easier said than done. I'm just trying to help you out by saying, yeah, this is what you can try. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let me draw like a hand holding a lightsaber, and let me draw it out a little bit. I kind of ran out of. I can't go straight up because I ran out of space. So I kind of have to draw his hand at an angle a little bit. And that's basically what it comes down to, is you got to reposition, you got to figure stuff out, and go with that. At this point in time, I wish I had a Darth Vader lightsaber. I bought my brother one when the FX sabers were out. I know they're super hard to find right now. Well, the newer ones are out. Like, you can get Kit Fisto and stuff like that, Mace Windu. The Emperor is out. You know what's crazy for me? The ones that are like the video game type people, like oh, what is his name? Darth. Anyway, it's some of the newest ones that's out. I didn't play those games, so that's not as high on my radar. So I just don't get. That really? That's what you want? But hey, you know, stuff for everybody. Anyway, what I was trying to say, I'm rambling, is that I bought my brother the Vader saber, and I bought myself the Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I really wish I had it right now because I can look at the details and whatnot, but you know, this is good enough. Okay, I think I'm ready. That was a quick sketch. I'm good enough to erase the big lines, but the sketch worked pretty well, so I can just work with this. I just got to be careful not to erase too much, because normally what I tell you to do is erase your confidence lines, and as you got more confident with your drawing, you pressed harder. So when you erase the sketch lines, those light lines, the confidence lines are harder to erase and they'll stick around more. But the sketch lines work pretty well for me, so I got to be careful not to erase too much. But I want my Sharpie to stand out, not my pencil lines. So you're welcome to keep continuing with pencil. I'm just showing you what I'm doing for the Sharpie portion. And that being said, let's welcome everybody that skipped and get going, because I think I am ready. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than a fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of the sketch lines and left myself enough of a ghost of an image that I could use to guide me on the Sharpie adventure. So I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen, because I can control the line widths much better, and then I'll move over to the Sharpie fine point, which is big and bold and jumping out there. So for his mask, it's not going to be perfect. Let's just say that right now, and don't worry about that. It's no pressure. Just draw it how you can, and we're going to go from there. So I'm going to start with the eyes, and basically just draw like little teardrop looking things like that. And remember also, this is going to be colored in a lot of black, a lot of highlights. So you know, some of it's going to be there, some of it's not. So I'm not too worried about what I can see and what I can't. I'm just going to kind of make it up to make it work as well as I can. Okay, so you should too. And again, not everything's going to be seen. Like I'll go ahead and draw the cheekbones, and they're going to come in, and maybe we won't connect them. Maybe I'll just do something like that, just to kind of highlight an edge. And then again, I'll play around with color to make some of that stand out. You know. Same thing with his grill. Let's go ahead and do something like that. And that'll work for his mouth. His chin's got another little triangle underneath it like that. And see how it's not perfect? See how that eye is not like that? It's okay. I'm fine with that. It's okay. I'm going to draw the bottom here. And again, a lot of this, because it's contour and whatnot, color is going to take care of this. So I'm just going to kind of come in here and do some of this, you know. kind of draw that edge. And that's pretty much all we're gonna do for his face. I mean, like I said, it's mostly color and highlights, so I'm good with that. I'm really good with that. So let's draw his mask, or the helmet part, his dark helmet. Get it? Like Spaceballs. I'm just kind of following the contour of the sketch that I did. And I'm starting to thicken up these edges, because when I switch over to this Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference. So I'm kind of matching what's about to happen. You don't have to if you're working with pencil. You do what makes you happy, because ultimately this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. But I'm just showing you what I did, or explaining to you what I did. Alright, again, all that's going to be hidden in the dark anyway, so I'm not too worried about being perfect here. And here also I can kind of hide anything that I messed up on. So like this dome I'm about to do, it's not going to be perfect, but I can hide any mistakes. I'm going to do the center of it right about here, like that. And because this curve is about to happen, like I said, I'm not worried about being perfect, and I can hide mistakes by going over and thickening up the line. Here we go. Alright, something like that. So again, there's lines coming down, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm good. I'm ready to move over to the big Sharpie. And I'm going to do all that kind of stuff with color. Okay? Awesome. Alright, so let me draw his armor. He's got that big, huge chest piece. Oh, he's got like a chain around his neck for the cape. So let's do something like that. Let's just do a little... something like this, because our drawing is so small that you can't really draw a chain. But we can simulate something like that, you know, just kind of saying, well, that's the chain that's going around. Almost like a rope, right? Something like that. But I want to draw that first so I don't draw through it, and then I can draw the chain underneath. So I'm going to say now his chest piece, I'm going to split it up a little bit. It's not quite split up, but I'm going to split it up a little bit into the chest piece and then the armor, or the shoulder piece, which is going to kind of come up like this, because I've got his arm raised up, and that raises up that piece again, because this is actually one piece, but for movement and whatnot, we're gonna split it up just a little bit, because when you raise your arm, your shoulder comes up, and that doesn't work with armor. So I'm kind of making it a little real, but also giving it some freedom. Okay, so we're gonna come inside like that, come in like this, then I'm gonna do the centerpiece, which kind of bows down a little bit, comes back up, meets there. Let's do the same thing over here. Let's split it up a little and do that. So now we're gonna add this part. We are gonna do, we're gonna add just some of the little details in the design like that. And let's see, what else can we do? Let's do another one like this. And one more like that. And then we'll do one on the edge here. Another one like this. And then one on the edge. Awesome. Alright, so now it's a lot of cloth and cloth and cloth, really, because it's basically a cape super tied up to his body, then the cape behind him, and then just his arm. So let's go ahead and do this arm out. So I'm just going to kind of draw like the material of his arm with bends up to like right there, because that's where his glove's going to be. We're going to do it something out like this. Inside of his arm, again, it's a cloth material that I don't think I'm going to do with the Sharpie. I think I want to do that with the color, because it's got a real lined pattern. It's a really specific material that you'll know if you get your hands on some, because it's very, very lined and specific. But again, I think I want to do that with color. I just want to add some creases and folds. Maybe not that line. That one came out kind of weird. Just to show that it's actually a bendy material. You know, it's not hard armor like this. So let's see. So for his hand, I'm going to do kind of like a force hand. You know, he's doing something like that, kind of choking somebody or something. You know. So I'm going to draw his thumb out like this, and his finger. And I'm following my sketch, so that's why I'm just kind of going in and out of drawing finger lines without really sketching it out. You know, I did sketch it. You know, that's the thing. So I can kind of just do something like this, where I'm just kind of following a little pattern. Okay, I am going to add some crease lines and stuff like that. We'll add like a glove line right there. Because it is a glove, you know, so we're not going to see too many details. Like that, okay? Awesome. All right, so let's, you know what's bugging me? The back of his head. We got to do a little bit of that right there. Just like that. That'll work. Okay, so let's do this arm too. We'll finish up the lightsaber, and then I'll show you what we're doing for the body here. So I'm going to do this arm same way, just sticking it out. Some bumps for the material, and that's where the glove's going to be. We'll go ahead and come back so you can get a feel for the whole arm. But I'm going to stop. If you notice, I'm kind of floating it right there because I'm leaving room for his cloth that's attached to his material that's attached to his suit, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, so now we're gonna do the lightsaber. So I gotta draw his hand first, because you want to draw what's in front, and then you draw what's behind. So if his lightsaber is right here and it's coming through, it's covering up some of this part of the arm. So I'm gonna draw the knuckles, and so it's kind of floating out here. Let's see if I can do this. I'll get there first. So I'm gonna draw the arm, or the glove, to the thumb. Thumb's gonna be over like this. The knuckles are wrapped around it like this. Okay, so now I'm going to connect a few things and draw the lightsaber out. Now, I've sketched a line, and I want to make sure that I'm drawing it at a straight angle like this. I want the blade to be the same. I want it to be the same line as the lightsaber. And now that I put the lightsaber like that, I want to draw the edge of his finger. I could draw the lightsaber like this. And see, I just got to make sure that's going in the same angle as that. I can do it like this and come up. Like that. Awesome. Okay, let me add some detail, and then I'll show you how I do a lightsaber with Sharpies. Because it's light, right? You don't want to draw a hard edge. You know, you want to keep it looking like light. You know? Alright, and that's got a big black edge like that. Okay, so let me go ahead and add a few lines, connect that there. A few more on the thumb here. Okay. Alright, so now basically I'm gonna draw, pick up, draw, pick up, and I'm gonna do it lightly. So I'm gonna do the explosion at the beginning, it ejects. Then I'm going to draw and pick up. So what I like to do is I draw, pick up, and I'm following a line that I drew to make sure I get it close to being straight, but it's not imperative, you know. Then I'm going to go back the same way and kind of do the same thing in different places, right? And there you go. So now I'll color it, but it's not a hard edge. It's not something that stands out like the armor or the cloth and stuff like that. All right. So now we're gonna draw his waist. And so, like I said, he's got cloth that we're gonna kind of extend out like it's exaggerated. That's not a big belly. That's just the material that's kind of jumping out a little bit. So let's kind of do something like this, that we kind of show it as well as bent, because he's in action pose. When he's standing straight, it's perfect and there's no wrinkles in it and whatnot. But right now, because he's moving, it's got some creases and folds, some bends in it. Something like that. Okay? Although, yeah, it looks like he's got a big old belly right there, right? Okay, so this is going to be tucked into his belt. So I'm going to go ahead and do his belt a little bit, then I'll come back and do his chest piece. I just wanted to define a few things so we can draw some edges. Okay, so let's draw the chest piece like that. And again, he's all hunched over and bent, so his cloth, oh, and you know what, now that I've got ends, I can go ahead and finish this up. I can close that off. You see, I was playing it safe by not drawing all the way there because I wasn't sure where it was going to go, you know. And so same thing, his cloth underneath is all hunched over because he's bent. And so I'm bending the material basically. Okay, so I'm going to draw a couple of boxes, and it's okay if they're not perfect. And it's okay if you don't do it exact, because every movie has a different version of the box, so they're always changing, you know, from movie to movie. And there's metal pieces, we're not going to worry about that, we're good with that. But I'm going to close this off. So I close off the belt, and I'm going to make his belt a little 3D, because these, or not belt, the boxes, because he does have some boxes on his belt to help him breathe and whatnot. Okay, awesome. Okay, so now we're just going to draw his crotch piece, his cod piece, I guess is what it's called. So we're gonna draw something like this. We're gonna kind of come in like that and go up, and it's got a very specific when we were kids we used to call it his pee hole because he's just got a big loop like this. That, I mean, it makes sense, right? If you gotta go to the bathroom, you got a lot of stuff on, you know. So we used to joke around that that's what it was. So again, this cloth is kind of coming down and flowing out here, because again, it's almost like two capes inside here. So I want to do those flowing a little bit, and I'm going to make them kind of really flowing, like that. You know what I mean? Some real dynamicness to it. You know, it's like really jumping out, because he's in the middle of a fighting position, you know, fighting stance. Okay, and I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna draw his leg there, and then I'll continue it. But I just want to, you know, kind of pick that up, and always close out your ends. You know, you got to make sure you put those in there. All right, let's draw some on the inside too. Got a whole bunch here, so we might as well do it, right? Okay, so does that make sense, the way it flows like that? Cool. Can't forget the cape. That's the last thing. Can't forget the cape. So let's draw his leg, and then we'll do the same thing over here. So his leg is pretty much just like his arms, just material down to his boots. Okay, and his boots they've got kind of a knee pad quality, so they kind of come up over his knees and then go down into the armor pieces of his leg. Like that. And there's a very specific look to it, so we'll draw that. We'll go ahead and do that. Let's draw his front foot pointed right at you. Okay. Again, let's put some specific detail in there. So, again, I'm gonna add some lines for his legs, as he is, like I said, a cloth being bent for this action pose. For his boots, I'm gonna draw a very specific look to his armor, something like that. But it's almost like his helmet too. It's like color should really be doing most of this, so I don't want to do too much of a hard edge, except for this front part. It's something like this, okay? And the rest, again, it's color. Front of the boot, something like that. All right, same thing over here with this leg. So this one, let's see, the cloth is going to be, we're going to do something like this. Okay, this one's kind of flowing out that way. So now I'm going to draw his leg to where his knee's going to be. Same thing over here. And then I'm going to draw the side of that boot. So I'm going to come up, down to the front of the shoe. This is where it kind of comes back. Like that. And then it's over his boot a little bit, so now I can draw his boot. And again, we'll do some detail in a second. Like that. And now draw again. Now what's left is basically cape. That's all we got to do is just draw some cape. Again, draw some lines just to make it, you know, real, make it material that's being bent. Let's draw a little bit of that specific look that we had right there. Something like that. And I think that's all we got to do for this. So let me add some wear and tear on his boot. There we go. Okay, so let's draw cape and cape. And what I mean by that is this side like that. Again, kind of flowing out, dynamic. And then we're going to draw it down in here. So this side's flowing way out. This one's kind of going back behind his leg. Oops, I really shouldn't have hit it on that same line. It kind of looks like it's the exact same thing. So let me try to play it underneath. So if you can, don't draw it on the same line as that. It looks like it's getting confused as to what's to where. Okay. Okay, so now again I'm just going to draw a few lines just to show the cloth billowing, something like that. Okay, and now we just got to draw a cape. So same thing, we're going to just do a big flowing thrown out there cape. So let's say it's coming back here like that, coming back here, flowing. Let's go ahead and flow it back this way, and it's going to go back and up like this. So and disappear back there, come back up here like this. We'll do something like that, right? A little different. So I'm going to close it up here. It's coming down like this, and then one more time like that. Awesome. Let's do a few little accent lines, and then we'll do the rest with color. All right. Again, just to kind of break up the flatness. There you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Darth Vader from Star Wars. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.